It's almost that time again, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost that time where all gamers come together to rejoice for all the fabulous gaming companies out there that bring us the games that we all know and enjoy. It is almost time for E3 2017. And I figured, while I'm just sitting here in my own room doing nothing, I should go ahead and do my own top 10 expectations of what I want to see at E3. So, thank you for joining me. I am your host, TheAmariaShadow. Welcome to another installment of Answers from the TARDIS, and today I will be bringing you my top 10 expectations of what to see at E3. So without further ado, let's get started right away with today's adventure. Allons-y! Coming in at number 10 is Stormblood Final Fantasy XIV. Now, I've been an avid Final Fantasy XIV gamer for about, I believe, 2, maybe 3 years now. And let it be known right now, I definitely enjoy this game, even though I severely hate the fact that it's a subscription-based game. I mean, for those that don't know, subscription-based games are games that you have to pay for to play a certain amount of time. You can pay for like 3 months, 6 months, and a year, I believe, when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not too certain. Don't quote me on that. But the reason why I wanted to put this one last on my list is because we've already gotten a lot of information for Stormblood. We've already gotten the release date. We've already gotten plenty of trailers showcasing the new jobs, the areas that we're going to be going to. We've already gotten a trailer that showcases the main theme for this expansion, which I really love. The music for Final Fantasy XIV is definitely one of my favorite things outside of the actual lore behind the actual game. And quite honestly, I don't see what else they could come showcase to us. They've already showcased job actions for us. They've already showcased some little implementations that they added to the game, like these gauges that'll be showcased on the game. I don't fully understand these gauges, but I'm pretty certain they will be able to help out all players, both new and veteran players alike. I'm not too certain because I'm more of a casual gamer, but when it comes right down to it, I think the only things they can really showcase at E3 for Final Fantasy XIV is maybe like a 15-minute trailer of the first 15 minutes of the game, maybe just a little more story behind the expansion, or maybe even some gameplay of some of the new actions, more than what they showed in the live letter that we just recently got, but I'm not too certain. Anyway, as for my list, that is why I'm putting Stormblood Final Fantasy XIV at number 10. So now, let's move on to number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 9 would definitely have to be the so-called rumored Pokemon Stars. Now, let it be known right now, I definitely enjoyed Pokemon Sun and Moon when it came out. I still am playing it right now to try and complete the Pokedex on both Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. And the rumor states that this Pokemon Stars would be coming out for the Nintendo Switch, as well as implementing some more features for this game compared to the original game. Like it would implement, I believe, like 13 new Pokemon, maybe more bonus content at the end of the game. I'm not too certain. I really didn't follow that rumor quite too much because when it gets right down to it, I believe that Pokemon Stars is a bit too soon, honestly. I mean, the Nintendo Switch just came out, and don't get me wrong, it makes sense that a Pokemon game would come out for the Nintendo Switch because it's Pokemon. It's definitely one of Nintendo's top-selling series, so it would honestly make sense for a Pokemon game to make its way to the Switch. But what I really believe that would come out for the Nintendo Switch as of right now would possibly be a side story game. Now, a couple of side story games that I think of when it comes to Pokemon is games like Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which honestly I would prefer more than a sequel to Sun and Moon as of right now. I would prefer a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, or maybe even a remake of the original Pokemon Coliseum games, or even a new Pokemon Coliseum game, because when it comes right down to it, Pokemon Coliseum is quite honestly a main storyline game for the Nintendo console, which honestly would be the smartest idea Nintendo could possibly make. Anyway, for number 9, that is Pokemon Stars. Now we're going to move straight forward into number 8. Number 8 on my list is Sonic Mania. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why is Sonic Mania so low on my list? It's a Sonic game, and I've started my channel in order to actually do Sonic Let's Play. I've said this multiple times to you guys, so why is Sonic Mania low on my list? The main reason is just for the simple fact that I'm not that much of a fan of the classic Sonic era anymore. And don't get me wrong, my very first Sonic game was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Genesis. I loved it to death, still play it all the time whenever I plug up my Sega Genesis to my TV, which I'm still surprised it still works, considering how often I used to play it when I was a kid. But when it came right down to it, I preferred the modern Sonic games, just for the simple fact that I like the stories that the modern Sonic games have, as well as the boost mechanic in all the modern Sonic games, as well as the more content that the modern Sonic games has compared to the original games. The original games are simply like the original Super Mario games, where it was just collecting rings, going as fast as possible to complete the stage, defeat the villain at the end of the stage, and that's it. There was no story to it. There was nothing to the original Sonic games other than that, honestly. So, quite honestly, when it came to Sonic Mania, even though I am definitely going to enjoy playing the game, I'm not really that excited for it compared to Sonic Forces, which is coming out later this year. Now, Sonic Mania, I want it to showcase at E3 with one thing and one thing only, and that is the release date. They can show. Sorry, just choked on my own spit for a second. Ugh. Anyway, what they should showcase at E3 for Sonic Mania is the release date. They should definitely give us a date. I mean, it's like, it's been delayed how many times now? I want to say 2, and we still have no idea when this game is coming out. They say that this game is going to be getting a summer release, so I'm expecting sometime maybe late June, early July at best. I'm hoping at early July, just for the simple fact that in June, Stormblood Final Fantasy 14 comes out, and that's going to clash with my own fixed budget when it comes to money, and I just hope it doesn't come to that, because I definitely want both these games, but I want to get Stormblood first because I've already paid for it at GameStop. I do shop at a GameStop, which people say is a stupid idea, but I definitely wanted to play Stormblood first. So, at number 8 is Sonic Mania, so now we're gonna move to number 7. Coming in at number 7 is Digimon Story Hacker's Memory. This was a new Digimon game that was announced earlier this year by Bandai Namco Entertainment on their official YouTube channel, and quite honestly, I do not see this being announced at E3 whatsoever, because it's a Digimon game and it's not really as popular as most anime games like Final Fantasy or Persona or games like that, and I don't see it happening. However, considering how much I enjoyed Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, I would definitely like to see more information with Hacker's Memory show up at E3, like some of the new Digimon we may come across in this game, as well as some backstory about our new protagonists in this game as well. And I know I'm probably begging a little bit too much about this, but maybe even a playable demo for people to play on the PlayStation 4 at home, as well as possibly a playable demo at E3. I know I'm probably asking for too much, but that is something I would do if I was in charge of this game. So, for number 7, that is Digimon Story Hacker's Memory. Now we're going to move to number 6. At number 6 comes a title that I'm actually surprised that I would ever utter in would actually come out from my own mouth, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. For those that know me quite well, they know me well enough to know that I am not a Mario fan. I really do not like the Mario games whatsoever, because when it comes right down to it, I know I'm probably a bit biased for saying this, it's repetitive. It's seriously the same thing over and over and over, and when it comes right down to it, that's what makes it sell, because it's like, it's simple to play, it's easy to learn, but when it got right down to it, it got boring. When it got to the point, I honestly preferred the games that were unique to the Mario franchise, like Wario Land, Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario 64 for both the Nintendo 64 as well as the DS, as well as Super Mario Sunshine, and of course the Mario and Sonic crossover games that comes out every time the Olympic Games are around. I really love those games. So when it came to Super Mario Odyssey, I wasn't expecting my reaction to be as well as it was, because when I found out it was an open world 3D Mario game and not like the Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario 3D Land, 3D World type of games, I immediately said, I need to get this game. This game, I don't care how long it takes me to get a Nintendo Switch, I need to get this game. Because I thoroughly enjoyed the open world, I thoroughly enjoyed the 3D Mario games a lot. And quite honestly, this game, it appeals to me. I actually had fun with the open world games. And seeing that Nintendo's actually making a new open world Mario game, I know for a fact I have to get this game to try it out. Even if I don't like it, I still have to try it out nonetheless. So, number 6, Super Mario Odyssey. We are halfway done with my list, so let's move on to number 5. At the halfway mark of my list, number 5 comes the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. Now, let's be honest here. Pokemon Stars definitely sounds like it would be an interesting thing, but it's been 10 years. I want you guys to put this in your mind. It's been 10 whole years since we got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in 2007. And honestly, it would make sense for it to come out now because it is the perfect time for it, especially with all the hints and rumors that are dropping right now that the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes are definitely what's in store for us this year for the 3DS. We already got some kind of teasers that maybe, just maybe, the next place we're going is back to Sinnoh, thanks to some of the leaks and whatnot we're getting for the Pokemon 20th anniversary movie, Pokemon I Choose You, is according to the fact that there's going to be a lot of Sinnoh Pokemon prominent in this movie, as well as the fact that 2 of the main characters in this movie that'll be traveling alongside with Ash has a Piplup and Lucario, which I can't be too honest and say that they're not the most popular Pokemon in the Sinnoh region, but let's be honest here. When it comes to popular Pokemon in the Sinnoh region, the first 2 Pokemon you think, well, first 3 Pokemon you think of is Piplup. I'm drawing a blank on the Firestarter's final evolution name. What was it? Infernape! Thank you! It was an Infernape. And honestly, there's also Lucario. Lucario got his own movie. So that shows that he is definitely a prominent figure in the Sinnoh region. So when it comes right down to it, I honestly believe that Diamond and Pearl is the next way to go, because honestly, if this is what Game Freak and Nintendo are doing with their older games and making remakes of all these older games, it's definitely time to bring out Diamond and Pearl, because we're in a new generation of Pokemon gamers. And as far as Pokemon Black and White as well as their sequels go, the only games that have yet to be remade is definitely Diamond and Pearl. Unless you want to go right back to the beginning and do 3DS remakes of Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, as well as Ruby and... Well, no, we already got Ruby and Sapphire. I am sorry. We've already got Ruby and Sapphire on the 3DS, so it definitely seems like the right move to actually make a remake of Diamond and Pearl. So, for number 5, it's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl for the 3DS. So, we're going to move right into the next game on the list, which is number 4. At number 4 comes Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Card Battle. Over in Japan, this game is known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters Saikyo Card Battle, and it's the newest Yu-Gi-Oh! Game made by Konami Digital Entertainment for the 3DS. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely don't see this showing up at E3, because the last Yu-Gi-Oh! Game was Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival, and it only made one preview for E3, and that was on the website for Nintendo and not at E3's Nintendo Treehouse event. Now, I do want to see this at E3 just for the simple fact that Konami has already stated that there was going to be 3 new Yu-Gi-Oh games available for the world at during last year, and the only one that has actually made its way over to America so far is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for mobile, iOS, and Android. Now, I'm not too certain if we will actually get this game worldwide, just for the simple fact that there's a lot of content in this game that hasn't really been too keen with Konami lately. For the simple fact, in the previous 3DS game, they had a lot of voice acting in it, as well as animated cutscenes, and when we got it here in America, it didn't get the same treatment over here. Same goes for a lot of games that has that kind of treatment, honestly, and I don't see it happening with Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Card Battle as well, just for the simple fact that it has that kind of stuff. I'm pretty certain it's going to be cut out of the game if it ever does make its way over to America, which I'm definitely hoping it does not, because I want to see this kind of content in this game. I want to see Konami actually do something right with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, let's be honest, Konami doesn't have the kind of respect it used to. Not now, and probably never again, honestly. So, for number 4, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Card Battle, I definitely want to see some more content with that at E3, as well as a American release date for this game. Please, Konami, please give us the release date already. At number 3 comes Final Fantasy VII HD Remake. Now, let's be honest here. I don't really see a lot of content being showcased for this game, but I do want to see a couple of things at E3 this year. I want to see more models of different characters in this remake, especially models like Tifa and Sephiroth. I want to see how they redo these characters, because they're iconic characters for the Final Fantasy franchise. And who doesn't love Tifa? Who doesn't love Sephiroth? And I also want to see more gameplay showcased to us as well for this game. If not, maybe even a playable demo of this game, just to give us a taste of how well this game is turning out so far. Now, I will not say that they will give us a release date. I will not say that because, honestly, it's too soon to give us a release date for Final Fantasy VII HD Remake, because they've got a lot of games on their plate. Even one that's a little bit more upper on the food chain for Square Enix, which I will mention because it is number 2 on my list. So, number 3 goes to Final Fantasy VII HD Remake. So, number 2 comes this. At number 2 comes Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, some of you probably expected me to say this because I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and honestly, it brings 2 of the things that I like the most: Final Fantasy and Disney, in a perfect blend for a beautiful, well-made game. Now, a couple of things that I want to see when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably some new worlds, maybe some more gameplay, showcase a little more of the drive forms or any of the expectations that we could see in Kingdom Hearts, maybe some flow motion or new type of magic skills, anything. Give us anything when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, a couple of things I definitely wish I could see is some clarification on this rumor that's floating around, because there's a rumor floating around that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be released at later in 2018. Now, Square, I doubt this is real. I want it to be real, so please, at E3, give us some clarification about this, will ya? I am begging you, because it's starting to feel like Final Fantasy 15 all over again when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3, because the news for this game is so dry, and I am not the only person who is a fan of this game that can agree with that. It feels dry. It feels like this game is dead. It feels like it's going to be vaporware. So let's move on to number 1, because I only got one game left on my list, and that is Sonic Forces, which quite honestly was to be expected as well. Sonic Forces is definitely my number 1 game that I want to see more of this year, and honestly, there is a lot of content left for Sega to showcase. They've already given us information about the custom hero, the 3rd playable character in this game. They've already showcased two worlds that are already going to be in this game, which is of course Green Hill Zone, as well as the zone that was being played in by Modern Sonic, as well as the Custom Hero, which is rumored to be called Park Avenue. I can't say it's a rumor since it was in an actual trailer, but I want to see more. I want to see more worlds. I want to see more clarification with the Wisp bombs, which apparently are weapons that use Wisp powers. I want to see what other type of weapons are available. And now I'm only guessing that the flamethrower is probably the only thing that is available for us to use in this game. I could be wrong. I want to see more clarification with the customization. I want to know just exactly how in depth can we be with the customization, because the one thing that questions me is that our custom hero is going to be in a lot of cutscenes in this game, because they've already said that this character is a very important character in the game. So does that mean that we'll have the ability to give our character a voice? It would only make sense if we have that ability. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I really would love to see that be a thing. I really would say that. Now, I only got one thing to say, and that's directed towards Sega itself. Please try to make this game work, because honestly, you're treading on very thin ice with this. You are treading on very thin ice. Nobody wants this game to fail. Nobody that's a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog wants this game to fail. They want it to work. They want it to succeed. They want to see a day when Sonic the Hedgehog will finally get out of this grave that you put him in. And honestly, if you guys fail this, I think this would literally be the last straw for all of us Sonic fans. I really do believe that. So, I do sincerely hope that this game works well for you all. So, that is all the games that I have to say for E3 that I'm hoping to see. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have your own expectations and hopes that you want to see at E3. If you do, let me know down in the comment section below what you think. And of course, as always, it's your host TheAmariaShadow saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!